So, Marcus, what did you guys do to get back to being the Saints defense last week?
I think you have to change that question.
Well, I mean, you guys had the production that you're accustomed to having last week defensively, as opposed to the first game where it was a little leaky for 3 quarters. But last week, you pretty much had to shut down mode the entire game.
I guess it's just in the process of always trying to get better. We looked at last week and we still see things that we can improve on. So, I think as long as we keep the mindset, we're going to keep on trending.
I think DA said the critical thing was taking away the run early. Is that something you guys obviously you emphasized and you wanted to take care of after that first game?
Well, yeah, we had way too many explosive plays, too many yards in general, especially on the ground. So, one of the things we got to refine and, get back to dominating.
When you see this team and you see a guy like Christian McCaffrey and they've got a new quarterback, how critical is it, I guess, to shut it down again because, everything kind of starts there?
You're right. As you can see, McCaffrey's, great back. And Baker, they got so many different weapons and aspects of the game, especially in the screen and all that, and the run game. It's just, going to be settling down and stopping that first and foremost.
When you guys have a game like the first game, do you kind of toss it out the window and say, this happens maybe once every 17, 18 games against this team? Even more than that when you're talking about running the ball like that. I mean, is it more of an aberration, or do you guys just, obviously you don't go into panic mode, but is it kind of like, okay, we know we're not that?
Really, you just got to take it on the chin. It's what you put out there, and that was our first body of work. Just from there, I think it's one of those things that we're going to use to, only make ourselves better. So, we always going to keep it with us, but never let it hinder us.
You were the same draft class as Baker Mayfield. Did you get a chance to know him at the Senior Bowl or through the process? Do you have, I guess, any relationship whatsoever with him?
No real relations. I just remember watching him, and I was excited for him. Especially with all the media and all the things that kind of went into him that were going against him. I always kind of wanted to see him do good. So, I'm not necessarily a fan, but more of a supporter.
What can you take away from week one to use against Baker, since he's a more mobile quarterback too?
Well, they're different, but in the sense, you got your zone responsibilities and you got a mobile quarterback. Just from there, you're just going to kind of play our game and see what we can do.
Is it a focus this week to contain him?
Well, it's a focus to contain everybody, but one of those things.
I know the sacks look better, sound better, but how important is it to just affect the quarterback regardless?
It's important because, really it's just it's a team game. Defense is all about the team. We can have all the sacks, but, if we don't really get coverage or if we're not pressuring the quarterback, it doesn't complement each other. So it's just one of those things.
How much extra attention did you get on Sunday? Did you see a lot of double team?
I saw a couple, but even then I had some one-on-ones that I got to win. So that's really the focus.
Did you get asked about that sack total at the beginning? I mean, what is your spin on how that's not reflective of how you guys grade your own performance?
Really, if anything, we grade off of sacks. Everybody grades off of sacks, but it's not always one of those stats that you can apply to everything. At that point, with great QBs like Tom Brady or just any kind of QB, you got to get effects. Get people off spots. Buy some time. It takes a team.
What is your internal review of how the defensive line or the entire front seven, I guess, has been affecting games, or I guess improved from week one to week two in that regard?
We got to get better. We got to win our one-on-ones. They did a lot of different things, and just from there we got to be able to adjust and win.
I mean, is that an overblown talking point though? Because like you beat the guy, you wrap him up, and Brady somehow throws the ball and gets to Fournette, and probably any other quarterback, it's a sack. So like, is it just kind of like you guys are looking at like they're gonna come and people are making too much of it?
Yeah, well, just at a point you just got to win what you can, and if you can't, you throw the ball, get the ball out quick. It's just one of those things. It's a numbers game.
When someone is getting the ball out that quick, like Tom was on Sunday, what are some of the things you do as a pass rusher when even if I beat my guy, I might not be able to get there in time?
Keep going. Like I said, a numbers game, man. If you want a 30 rushes, you get a sack. Hey, you're gonna be leading the league and out of 17 games. So, just stick to winning one-on-ones or win everything.
When you had a chance to review and digest the defense's performance as a whole on Sunday, how did you feel about it? It seemed like there were a lot of good things in that game. There was one touchdown that they had.
Well, you know, it's kind of what we expected. Hard-fought game, back and forth. You know, we try to get as many stops as we can. I kind of forgot what third down was, but I feel like we were pretty decent on third down. And just from there, you know, we just want to build on every performance. So,
Did it feel more like what you were used to from the bulk of last year? Did it kind of have that similar feeling to it, week 2 as opposed to week 1 or no?
Similar, but, you know, we always striving for better. You know, we just got to see.
Can you touch on Pete Warner's performance lately and just like what you've seen from him?
Pete's been balling. Pete's been able to go. You know, it's just one of those things where I forgot what play. You know, I don't want to say first play of Atlanta, but, you know, we didn't kind of get enough pressure. He caught the ball and he was able to punch it out and shoot, big momentum for us. You know, Pete's been one of those guys, so it's great to see.
He was injured during the preseason, so is it kind of like all that spent up energy finally coming out?
You might have to ask him. You know, I was able to work out with him, and I know we were both over there, you know, just looking for a chance. But, you know, it's great to see him be able to get out there and, you know, show out.
Did you guys say anything like Peyton Turner